So we pick up with our heroes floating over the top of the Trollclaw Mountains after having purchased some horses and other supplies. They gather Daniel, who is coming along with them, and they are headed towards Llane, the city of towers. Now, partway through the trip, Daniel has signaled to the group that he senses the location of what he was looking for, what he wanted our group to go and find, which was the source of the evil that struck Nala when our heroes arrived. So, as they shoot their anchors onto the ground from the airship, they notice from the airship a shimmering light down below them. Then they notice that it's the sun reflecting off of somebody's set of armor down on the ground and in the snow. It's a frigid journey. Winter has come in Isteran, to be sure. Our heroes find themselves bundled up and disembarking the airship, which is named the Anchored Fortune. They got the Anchored Fortune from a dwarven engineer who lived a couple of days south from the city of Nala, and it was there that they gathered some of their supplies along with enchanting some of their current equipment, and they find themselves in the middle of the Trollclaws, ready to see what it was Daniel was signaling, which was down below. You guys all disembark the Anchored Fortune, and you all find yourself basically in the middle of this icy wasteland, wondering what the heck Daniel has put you out here for. And you'll begin to make your way over to Sir Remshel, who you come upon, and Sir Remshel, you hear the snow cracking over to your right. And as you turn your head to look, you see the familiar faces of Korek, Dane, and Tarask. You also notice that there is another one with them, a human male who carries a lute with him and a crossbow. And they are approaching you.
Excuse me.
As they get closer, I'll say somewhat quietly to Korek, well, I'm at least considerably more glad to see you this time around than I was last time.
What are you doing out here on this mountain?
Waiting.
For
what?
I assume you, but I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Remshel, as cryptic as ever.
As Remshel stands up and shakes the snow off of him, you notice a few things that are different about him. First off is his armor looks, it's almost the sunlight, in this sunlight and the bright snow reflecting the sun and everything, it catches your eyes every so often, and you notice that there are these runes kind of embedded throughout his chainmail. And he just looks different. He kind of looks like upgraded Remshel, like 2.0. Dane, roll for me a this is going to be a weird one, but stick with me. It's going to be an intuition divination roll. So roll your intuition and add your divination dice pool.
All right, that's 5d6 for me right now. Let's see. 18.
Very nice. As you're out here in the cold, your body kind of goes completely numb, but then you feel this.
No, it doesn't.
Well, you feel it does go completely numb, because what you feel now is this draw towards the north. You feel like you're being pulled in the way Daniel has explained to you towards the north.
Okay. Daniel, I'm I'm feeling that pull that you have have described.
He's not with you. He stayed on the ship.
Oh, he's not. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. He stayed on the ship.
Yeah, he would have said that his role here on the Anchored Fortune is one of a guide and a mentor. His days of battle have long since passed.
I got confused too because Ishtar's the human that he's not familiar with because he wasn't with us back then. That's what it was.
You guys start seeing me. You see me start turning, and almost like I'm trying to intuit a direction to head. You kind of see me kind of shift back and forth, and I'm not only am I intuiting which direction I should go, but I'm also surveying the terrain to find out if there's a safe way to go that direction.
Yeah, you're feeling pulled to the north, and it seems unimposing as far as you can tell.
Unimposing is in if I head that direction, I'm not going to be just falling off a cliff.
No. No.
Okay.
Or at least I don't think I would do that to you. I don't know.
You did leave the dragon.
There's a chance I might
How do you know I left the dragon?
I'm assuming you did. I hope you did.
But you guys start seeing me. I now start trekking north. I have this look, not necessarily 1,000-mile stare in my eyes, but I have this very intent look, and I'm not necessarily beelining it, but you see me taking a very determined and deliberate steps towards the north.
Dane, are you?
You don't see. What is it, Crack? And I'm still going.
Alright guys, sorry, I'm back now. I know I missed a lot.
Not much. You guys have all met with Sir Remshel down at the in the middle of this frozen wasteland, and Dane has begun to trek north for no real known reason to you.
So he doesn't say anything, he just takes off?
Yep.
Is there a reason you're headed that way?
All I know is we need to go this way.
Okay. Next time, communicate a little better.
Dane,
wait a second. Can I ask a question? How did
this is all very new to me. Once I understand it better, I'll communicate it better.
and what was that, Tim?
How did you gentlemen even wind up?
He asks as he follows behind Dane, and in the middle of his sentence, Dane, I want you to make an agility, I don't know what. Do you have anything related to reactions or tactics or acrobatics?
I do have tactics.
All right, add tactics to it. So agility plus tactics.
Okay. All right, another 5d6.
Long story short, Remshel, humans need help. They always need help.
14 in this case.
As you all begin to follow Dane, it's not 30 seconds, and he's like, I don't know. I don't know really what I'm doing or why I feel this way, but I got to figure it out. And Sir Remshel's like, so wait, how did you guys get here? And you guys see Dane just go, and you don't know what the hell just happened to him. Dane, you quickly find yourself, you fall for about 10 feet, and you land. You did walk off of a cliff, but it was a very small. it was a very small cliff.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, so it was a very small cliff, and you avoided any damage because you had a fairly decent roll, and you landed a little clumsily, but you landed okay, and you find yourself staring at the entrance to this, what would appear to be this very dingy-looking dungeon.
Okay. Guys, you may want to come down here.
So Remshel just kind of.
At that point, you guys see me pull out a club, and it shines very brightly.
So I walk forward and look towards the face.
Yeah, you hop down, and you have no problem making the jump. And yeah, do you all hop down there with Dane? Uh-oh. I froze for a second.
So,
I froze
Sir
for a second.
Remshel, we took a boat here.
Oh, okay.
There's a boat here. A
Yes.
boat in the sky is what it's.
Yes. We are on our way to the City of Towers.
The boat seems like a relic in itself.
It's been very interesting.
Mr. kind of looks at the entrance to the dungeon and looks back at Remshel and goes, "Hey, remind you of home?"
Then I'm rather glad you came along. Just coincidentally fall into the face of a dungeon. Start moving again.
It's the kind of luck we bring.
And what brought you here? Obviously, you have done something between our last meetings.
Now that. I wish I had community. Well, after we parted ways last time, I found myself wandering, trying to find any remnants of the blue dragon, which I served previously, and through a few different adventures in this adventure, I was essentially appointed an inquisitor for the Order of the White Flame, serving the White Dragon. The Blue Dragon.
Would I hear this?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right there.
An Inquisitor of the White Flame. That's interesting.
Ishtar hears about the white flame and kind of rolls his eyes.
Yes, tell us about this white flame.
At least it's not green flame. Sorry, had to go there. I'll let you say, I'm on a mission to recover my master's ring. He was killed.
So that brought you to where? City of Towers?
Well, wherever it may lead me.
Yeah, when you guys stare down into the dungeon, you notice there are, right along the outside, there are a few bones, and you see that the place just outside of the entrance, there's not as much snow hitting here, and in fact, very little snow hits here at all, and you can see frozen in the ground, just a few barely recognizable footprints that have a skeletal nature to them, as indicating that some skeleton or something of that like has been in and out of this place.
And we all turn and look at Sir Remshel. Have you been here?
No, I haven't. I've in fact just stumbled my way into this place and was told by one of the faithful that I should. Well, I took that as literally as possible. Waited and waited and waited, and froze.
Okay.
And now that you guys have arrived, I was kind of hoping there would be some connection. So,
Absolutely.
Now, is it a door or just an opening?
Just an opening.
Okay.
Sorry, you don't get to bash a door and crack.
And as you enter, the dank, moldy smell of the dungeon kind of assaults your senses, and this dark hallway stretches ahead of you. You can't see, but maybe 30 feet ahead of you because of Dane's club.
Wait, what are we even looking for here? We're just following these footsteps of the skeleton?
Ishtar has 6th sense for spotting traps too.
Oh, that sounds way better.
I have 6 cents for spotting traps.
Okay, that's good.
And I can sense
Roll
and I can sense magic.
Yes. Roll a perception check, Ishtar.
With the 6 cents?
Yeah. What does that do?
Plus 2d6 to detecting traps.
There you go. So add 2d6 to your roll.
$26.
Ooh, that's really good. Actually, it's only 2 more though than you needed to spot this trap. So as you guys are making your way down this hallway, you come to a plus. You know, kind of you can go right, left, or forward, or back. And Ishtar, you kind of stop everybody and you say wait, and you can tell that in the center of this crossway, there is a pressure trap. If there's more than, by your estimation, looking at it and everything, more than about 150 pounds, because that was a great roll, will trigger this trap if you step on it. And you think that you might be able to either disarm it or try very carefully to step around it.
And what's disarm? Is that thievery?
Does your exploit apply to this as well for spotting and
It gives
disarming?
me 1d6 for disarming.
Okay. All right. Yep. So you're gonna attempt to disarm it then.
Yep. So is that thievery?
Yep. In agility thievery.
This. So 24 with 3 6s.
Ooh. All right, good. A 24 was exactly what you needed. For the 3 6s, give yourself a luck die to your luck dice pool. So just as you go and you shove an instrument kind of underneath this thing, you very gently lift it up and you go to cut the sensor that you think you trigger it. And you're like, oh no. And for a second, your life flashes before your eyes, but then you realize you successfully disarmed it. So, very nicely done.
I actually forgot to add dice. Forgot to add dice for a high quality toolkit.
Well, you would have done even better. So, fantastic. Yep, so you've successfully disarmed this trap, and you guys have 3 choices. You can go forward, left, or right. When you look down the left hallway, there's a door slightly closer to you than there is down the right hallway. And there seems to be some noise emanating from a door at the end of that hallway. You can't quite make out what the noise is from here.
All right, I gotta do a baby thing now.
Sure.
Oh, I say we go left.
I'm with Korak.
Agreed. I'll follow you guys. Pretty much putting everything to fate at this point. Having no idea why I was listening.
Okay, where am I drawn to go?
That's up to you.
There's we're at a crossing. To the left is a door where there appears to be some sort of noise coming from.
Okay, I say we follow the noise.
Here.
Okay. Let me pull that up. Yeah, you come up to the door and everybody make perception tests. Intuition, perception. As you try to listen in to what is happening inside the room.
We're gonna luck die for this.
Remshel hits the 13.
13? Okay.
25.
8.
A 13 for Tarask.
And Ishtar is just a intuition perception check.
$26.
Wow. Okay. Ishtar and Korak, everybody but Dane, who rolled an 8. You guys can hear what sounds like something tearing. You hear like and crunches beyond the door.
Does it sound like something's eating or like paper tearing?
Yeah, kind of both, but a lot deeper.
Okay. Shall we investigate further?
One of you youngsters.
Maybe we should get ready before we pop open this door. I'm gonna pull out an
always
arrow
ready.
and knock it.
All right, so Korak, what did you say?
Well, I guess I will wait till everyone readies themselves.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pop an arrow out, knock it, and like take a step or two back from the door and point the arrow at the door.
All right, Ishtar.
Ishtar, do you want to
See,
Yeah.
check the
you
door
see
for
Dane
traps?
pull out. You see Dane pull out a pair of nasty looking claws.
While everyone gets weapons ready, I'll go up to the door and I'll check that for traps.
Okay.
Now, this exploit I can
club.
go above the grade limit for dice, right?
Yeah, exploits can take you above your max dice pool. Yep.
So, perception. Is it? Crap, is it perception and intellect?
Yep. Intuition perception check. Plus your 2d6 for the exploit.
7, 8, 9. $23.
You are 100% positive that this door is not trapped at all. It seems perfectly safe.
Turns around and gives like a thumbs up. A crossbow.
All right. I will open the door quietly.
No, I'm just kidding. So the door creaks open, and it creaks open very slowly, very creaky, and it reveals a comparatively brightly lit room. It's still not all that brightly lit, so Korak, you're you're not going to get any like negative effects from the bright light or anything like that. But there are torches that are interspersed throughout the room, and what you notice, firstly, are that there are various devices of torture gathered around everywhere. There's a line of iron maidens up against the left wall, which you probably can't see yet because you're just opening the door. But there are tables that you do see that are positioned in the center of the room with manacles hanging from them. And next to the tables are desks holding various bloody instruments. And in the back of the room, there are 2 rows of 3 cages each that are, to your best guess, meant for holding captives. There are also 5 skeletons in the middle of this room, animated skeletons, and they are tearing flesh off of a couple of bodies that are up on some rooms, or up on some tables, and they're presently just let me roll a perception test for them to see if they notice you guys.
Oh, please let there be a surprise round. Please let us surprise them.
They seem unaware of your presence so far. Yeah, no problem. They seem unaware of your presence so far. There's 5 skeletons. There's about 3 on one of these bodies, and they're ripping flesh off. They're breaking bones off, and then there's 2 other skeletons on another body doing the same thing.
About how far are we from the skeletons?
Well, let me pull up the map real quick for my reference here. About 20 feet away.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll use that exploit. I'll sacrifice my ambush round to boost the initiative for everyone else.
So that gives us what? Additional 1d6?
So, yeah.
And that's
Okay.
the pep talk?
Yep, pep talk, which is more loot talk for Ishtar.
Okay, so you're firing up your loot at this point. Just so I'm clear. To give everybody some
we're gonna
initiative.
attack him anyway, so.
Okay.
And I see skeletons. I put away my Tekamagi. I forgot the time to do that.
So yeah, you guys hear this inspiring music come from Ishtar, and he gives you a look as though he's ready for battle. The skeletons hear it. You all hear it.
Of course they do.
Initiative time.
10.
That was Tarask with a 10.
10 for Tarask, yep.
10 for Tarask.
21.
21.
Yeah, that's with the extra 1d6, which was a 1.
19. That was horrible.
Man, you're slacking.
Yeah, 76. That is slacking.
I'm sorry. Is it possible to burn luck dice for initiative rolls or no?
I don't see why not. It's
I'm going to go ahead and
basically
burn
a skill check to to reacting to this. So.
Okay, so I'm going to make mine a 14.
Rask is a 14. Okay. And since Tim had to step away really quick, let me pull up Sir Remshel's character sheet and roll initiative for him. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
We're rolling initiative on the skeletons. Tim, the bards grabbed his loot and strung a couple of things, and gives you plus 1d6 to your initiative roll. Your initiative roll is going to be 3d6 plus 4d6 after it's all said and done.
15.
A 15 for Sir Remshel. And I need one for Ishtar. Ishtar, did you give me one yet?
Yep. I did. It was in the chat. 17.
Oh, okay. 17. And that is everybody. So we got Dane, Korak,
Wow, I'm at the top of initiative.
Ishtar, Sir Remshel, and Tarask. Now let me roll for the skeletons right quick.
We're just looking at two skeletons, right?
You're looking at 5.
Oh,
Yes.
I must have missed.
And they tie Tarask for initiative. So Tarask, what's your agility stat?
It's a total of 13.
Okay, that blows theirs out of the water. So I'll knock him down to the bottom of the initiative list. And first to act is Dane.
We're supposed to use intuition for the initiative roll, right?
Correct.
Okay, good. Just checking.
Do you have
hoping to
reactions?
use agility for that, weren't you?
I was a little worried. I was like, wait, I hope it's an intuition.
Yeah, I kind of felt like asking for the initiative because that to me is physical reaction time. You've already rolled, you're into it like, okay, here I am kind of thing. Agility is what I was looking for there. So Dane, you're up first.
All right, so I guess my first move is to move up on them. So I'm only going to get one attack on them.
Okay, yep, you move up
And
to the
using
group
my-
of 2 that are presently tearing flesh and bone off of this one body.
All right. Use my feint to go 76 and charge up for Iron Fist and Elemental Fist.
So,
See if I can crit on the
Rachel,
first
you've
shot.
never seen Dane in combat before. But when he charges, his fist lights up with this bright white color as he bears it down on these beasts.
Rolled it.
A what?
A 21 to hit.
Yes, that's a hit.
Okay. And that's going to be 4d6 plus 2. 12 points damage.
12? Okay, so they take... Okay, you smash your fist into one of the skeleton skulls, and it does like a 360 and comes back around, and he appears greatly damaged by that blow. Next up is where to go? Korak. I'm sorry, you're up.
Okay. So he attacked. There were two that were the closest.
They're kind of all equidistant. There's two kind of on the right side, and then three on the left side.
I'll go for the three.
Okay.
So I will step into the middle of them, and I will use my Reap the Whirlwind.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, wait. I can't do that because that takes 2 actions. So I'll attack 1 this time.
Okay. They don't appear very... these skeletons, they don't have shield, armor, swords, or anything like that. They don't appear all that combative at the moment.
25.
That's a hit, for sure.
Okay. Did I hit relatively easy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And that is 21 points of damage.
Wow. So, Remshel, you see Korak charge in, and you saw him fight before, but this time he comes in and he has this wicked-looking spear, and he shatters one of the skeletons in 1 hit. Next up is Ishtar.
Hold on, I'm just trying to look up things of working on dead. Just a regular attack. Okay. The group that Korak just jumped into, I'm gonna shoot into the other group.
You're shooting into the one that Dane's on? Yeah, Dane's on one side, Korak is on the other. But unless you're shooting the one that Dane is engaged with, you won't get any negative for firing into melee or anything.
Okay, then I'll go for the other one then.
Okay.
21 to hit.
Yep.
For a whopping 10 points of damage. That's my max damage.
That is actually pretty good. So yeah, you shoot the one and it lands square on one of its ribs, and it knocks that rib out, and then that one in turn knocks another one out. It's like a pool ball. You hit it and it goes dink dink, and you knock 2 ribs out, and it kind of stumbles back up to its feet and hisses at you. You said 10 damage, so that's... Yep, okay, got it. Next up is Sir Remshel. Wait, you have another action you can take, Ishtar. Unless that took both actions to fire your crossbow.
Oh, well, I took aim. Oh, sorry, I didn't say I took aim.
Oh, okay. Alright, Sir Remshel, you're up.
I'll go to the 2 Korak one too.
Okay.
And attack the same one that he attacked.
The one that he attacked... Oh, wait, to the one that Dane went to?
Korak.
Okay, so you'll have to pick a fresh one that's next to him, because he just exploded one of them.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, there were 2 there, right?
Yeah, there's 2 more there, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Whichever is physically closest to me.
Yep. So, Korak, you see your friend Sir Remshel come up bearing his sword with both hands.
Yep. 200. 11. Down to 11.
Oh, wow. What did you say? You rolled for an attack?
11.
11. That actually still hits. These things have almost little to no defense, so go ahead and roll your 2-handed damage.
13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13. 13
13. All right. Yeah, you smash into that one, and yeah, you knock its arm off. Its right arm, and it hisses at you when you do that. That's both your actions, your move, and your attack. Tarask, you are up.
Okay, so I just have a quick question. I have aim, of course, but one of my newer exploits, I haven't used it much yet, is stand your ground. So as long as I don't move, I can fire 2 shots every action. So what that basically means is, usually I would have had to have aimed and then only used one of my shots, but now I can aim and take 2 shots. My question is, does my bonus to aim affect both shots, or only the first?
Only
it doesn't actually say, not in conjunction with other moves, which other moves do say that I can't use them in combination with another exploit, whereas these two don't say that.
The way I'm thinking it is that the way aim is worded, it says the next attack that you take gets that bonus, and then the next exploit that you're saying basically says that you get 2 attacks for 1 turn. So your first attack will get the aim, but your second one you're taking very quickly won't.
Okay, that's fair. Okay,
if
so
I'm
then
wrong about that, I'll post it in the server, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so Dane had 2 near him, but he hit 1, right?
Yeah, he smashed into 1.
Can I see the other one from the doorway?
Yes.
Okay, so then without moving, I'm going to carefully aim at the other one.
Yeah, that other one is the same one that Ishtar just shot at.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it's been hit once. All right, so I'm going to fire at it once and see if it's still standing. I'm going to be sacrificing 4 attack dice, and that will gain me 4 damage dice because I have careful aim.
That's badass. Wait, 4 damage dice.
1 to 1.
No, it's a 2 for 1. Remember, you sacrifice 2.
It's 2 for 1, but I have the archer exploit, careful aim. When aiming, your bonus to hit increases to +2.
Yes. So you're
so for me, it's
4
2 to
dice
2
total to get 2 damage dice added in.
Wait, isn't that what it would be without an exploit?
Yes.
Right, so I have an exploit that makes it 2 to 2 instead of 2 to 1. So for me, it's sacrifice 4, get 4.
See, I thought your careful aim is when you take the aim action. It applies to your attack roll, not the damage roll. So like your aim, the normal aim for a normal person without careful aim gives you plus 1d6 to your attack roll. The careful aim for you gives you plus 2d6 to your attack roll.
I see. Right. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. So I go down from 8 dice to 4 dice, and I'll up my my damage dice by 2.
Right.
Okay, so that's an 11 to hit.
Yep. Just like Sir Remshel's roll.
Okay, and that's going to be... so that's 3d6 plus another 2 more plus 4. Okay, so that's going to be... all right. 2 6s, damn it. So that's 6, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that's 22 damage.
Good lord. You blow its head off. Yeah, basically you catch it and it just sails its head, and it actually posts its head up against the wall, and the head stays there and the rest of the body falls to the ground.
And just so you know, that replenishes my luck dice and my bow. If you're very, very close, you can kind of hear it almost like purr.
Like a cat?
Yeah, like a cat from Pleasure.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh.
So you have another attack now, right?
No, because the aiming was one attack. Was one action, right? And then my actual attack... Oh, right. Duh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your stand your ground one, yeah.
Right, so that one's going to get 6 dice on the attack.
Now,
I'm going to sack.
Does it
2.
say specifically that you have to attack another one that's within a certain distance of the first one that you attacked?
No, that's
okay.
a different exploit that I have.
Okay.
This one is just lets me take another attack action.
Okay,
So
so
I
if you
will aim
shoot
it
the
at
one
the
that-
one that Dane hit.
Okay, all right. You're shooting into melee, so you're going to get negative for that because Dane is presently engaged with him on that.
Okay, that's fine.
It's
What's the negative on that?
Negative 2d6.
Negative 2d6. Okay, that's fine. All right. So that is going to be 4 dice for the attack, and that's 5, 9, 13, 18.
It's a hit.
And that's going to be 3d6 on the damage, and that is... Sorry, I have a light position in a very bad place. I can't read my dice. There it is. 6, 7, 8 plus 4 is 12.
Ooh, all right. So 12 minus 5 is 7. So that one crumbles as well. And you actually post the head right next to the other head that you posted on right there.
Nice.
So both skeleton heads are just posted up against the wall with an arrow in them. And yeah. So the way I see it happen.
And just for your knowledge as the GM, I can't have luck more than what I start with, so that I'm still at 3, but my bow is pleased again.
So Dane, he punches it across the face, and as its head is spinning, the one right next to him gets a crossbow bolt, 2 ribs knocked out, looks down, looks up, gets an arrow to the face, and then Dane, you look over, and then you see another arrow come and get the other skeleton in the
Over my
face.
shoulder.
Yeah, and then there's another one on the other side that gets shattered by Korak. Another one takes a big hit from Sir Remshel. Finally, it's their turn to attack, and they will. The 2 that are right next to Tarask and Sir Remshel, one will attack, or not Tarask, sorry, Korak and Sir Remshel. One will attack Korak, and he's just gonna slash at you with his claws. And he rolls a 10 to hit.
No.
Yeah, no, you parry it with your spear. He's going to slash at you again with an 8 to hit. You parry it again with the other side of your spear. And then Sir Remshel, the other guy, gets an 8 and a 7. So you're able to just easily... He just scratches at you and his claws go against your armor. And absolutely nothing happens. And then we're back at the top with Dane.
Okay, I'm going to move to flank Korak. Korak's skeleton. Is that going to be considered a move action, or will that still allow me to get 2 attacks in?
Oh, no, that's going to have to be a move action to get over there. Yep.
Okay, that'll be a move action, but that gives me... The flank gives me a plus 1d6, correct?
Yep, because he's already engaged on one side, so you're coming up behind him, and you get that bonus for flanking.
Okay, so that puts me at 8d6 to attack. I'm going to burn 2 of them for an extra damage die.
Yep. Now you're attacking the one that...
I'm attacking the one that's on Korak.
Yeah, that's the fresh one.
Okay.
As long as you got
6.
higher than an 11, you hit.
Yeah, I already did.
Okay.
So it's going to be 5d6 plus 2 for damage. 12. 22 points of damage.
You freaking roundhouse kick it, and it just freaking explodes. Yeah. Or like you sweep it, it begins to fall, and then you just like uppercut it, and it just disintegrates. You know, one or the other. Pick your favorite. Next up is Korak. Dane just exploded a skeleton right next to you.
Actually, I was more thinking that I hit it in the head, and that you see it go flying, and it ends up embedding itself in the wall next to Tarask's skulls.
Okay, so there's one more left, and it is injured.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. Well, I'll burn 2 dice. Am I in flanking with it?
Presently, it had tried to attack you last, so no.
Okay. So that I critted on it. So
Don't roll damage unless you really want to see how much damage you do. Then you're more than welcome to, but it's gonna die.
Because it would be 5d6 because I did burn 2 dice for my attack.
Okay, yeah, roll it because it's gonna explode too.
Okay, so that's 10, 15, 16, 17, 18 total. So I didn't do too well on my roll on that one. Only 1 die exploded.
So yeah, it had 4 hit points left.
Again.
Yeah, only 18 damage this time, and your spear comes up with those sharpened basilisk teeth, it basically cuts the thing in half. It shears right through the bones perfectly, like a hot knife through butter, and it just falls in half. And you guys are left in this room, just having dispatched these skeletons. When you take a closer look at what they were doing, it looks like that they were trying to peel off all of the skin and the organs and all of this kind of anything life related off of these bodies and leave just the skeletons behind. And you see
making more of themselves.
Yeah, and the stink in here is pretty bad. It's not unbearable, but it's pretty bad. Yeah, so here you are in this, what would appear to be some type of processing room. Everybody can make
motivations here.
What's that?
So Sir Remshel says there's some kind of foul motivation here.
Everybody can make intuition perception checks for me as you guys kind of investigate this room.
Another
20.
Luck died. He gets some perception points.
11.
3 1s, so I have an 8.
Nice.
Okay. Got roll another die. Just lost one. So.
Oh.
Seriously, 14.
Ishtar is going to do a check the room for traps also.
Okay.
So that's a 30.
Good lord. So, Korak
I think he found something.
No, Korak and Ishtar. Korak, you notice it first, and you point it out to Ishtar, who then goes and checks it for traps. So basically, Korak, you notice over on the right-hand wall, there is a slight difference in the way the wall is. So basically, when you guys came in, the floor here is like this granite kind of floor, and the wall is piled stone and everything, and it's this dungeon, whatever it was original purpose for, maybe like an elaborate wine cellar for some rich whatever or something like that. But you notice that there is indeed a secret door here. In the pattern of the stones changes, and you notice that your keen eyes notice that. Correct. Ishtar, when you check the door for traps, there are no traps. And you also discover kind of the stone that is required to push in to activate it and open it up. Okay, so you would think when a door like this opens up, like, my gosh, how many hundreds of years has it been since this door has been opened up, that it's going to send dust flying everywhere. It's going to be, but actually it seems like this has been used very, very recently, and the door just slides open, and as the light crawls into this hallway, you notice that the hallway itself is a little bit nicer of a granite floor, maybe a little less trafficked than the rest of the dungeon, but still very nice. And basically goes to the end and stops at another wall. And as far as you can tell, there's nothing in this hallway of any significance other than another wall at the end.
Search for secret doors again.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll let it be a search for traps.
I'll search as well.
Yeah, something tells me in this place Eternal Ishtar makes this probably going to be a trap roll. Just
Wow. That's a horrible roll. 3 ones.
I'm just going to stop while I'm ahead.
11.
I need to get some points of perception so I can I can actually do something. Actually, you know what? I've got points left to do it. I'll take it.
29.
Yep, you notice this time actually there is a slightly more obvious protrusion on here, almost like you search it for traps, but you have no difficulty finding the switch that opens the door. And there are no traps that you can tell or see. Do you open the door?
You can always assume Tarask is at the back, kind of with his bow ready, checking the flanks.
Okay.
Yeah, Korik will be at the front normally.
Like, we'll open the door, but is someone going to... Yeah.
I'll go in.
I won't have a weapon out or anything while I'm doing this.
I'll follow behind Korak.
Remshel is patient and just lets the others move about.
Yeah, Sir Remshel has this... Whereas before you saw him and he was kind of this grouchy skeleton that didn't want to be hanging with this old man and everything, Sir Remshel seems to have this much more stoic look about him, and like he's got some trust in the goings on here. So yes, you open the door, and again, just like before, the other one, you expect it to be dusty and nasty and everything. It's not. It slides right open nicely. And inside of this room, there's a massive pile of bodies and bones and rotting flesh. And the stink is so bad in this room that each of you needs to succeed, and you can choose either an endurance or willpower check for me as the stink comes flooding in.
Is there anything we can add to it?
I could be convinced of something if you have it.
I'm dead, and I don't think any kind of stench.
Yeah, Sir Remshel, you're immune to this.
What about Hardy?
You can add Hardy to this.
Or I was thinking meditation. I could take myself out of this place mentally by meditating. I've got Hardy as well, but either one.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could, because that's a willpower. You can use a willpower
Yeah.
If you have concentration, I'll let that.
Willpower meditation.
Meditation is kind of different, but if you have concentration, that would work.
Okay.
So it's a willpower save.
I'll use Hardy then. I'll use Hardy then.
5, 2. I have a 12.
Not a long shot.
12. Okay.
Star's got the herbalism kick. Can I just overpower or no?
What do you intend on doing with the herbalism kit?
I didn't buy anything specific for. That's a long shot. Just the sense or something.
Maybe an herb that smells specifically good, or how do I put this?
Not like death?
Enchanting, perhaps magical, something that makes him very happy.
I rolled a 17 on mine.
Okay. Yep, I just need to know results as this stink floods into the hallway.
I got a 6.
A 6.
A 6.
Yep.
22.
22. And Tarask?
Somebody's about to puke.
Tarask got what? Dane, what did you get?
17.
17. And Rory, what did you get?
It was a 12.
12. Okay. Ishtar and Tarask, you guys are both. I'm trying to pull it up now. I don't know why it's going so slow. There it is.
What are you trying?
Here we go. I got it. It is In the Eon 62 conditions, the new one, you are both bullet points of sick. So you cannot jump, and you can only take one action per round, and you suffer negative 2d6 to all attribute checks. And
I have an exploit to counteract that.
Oh, you do?
Alleviate condition.
Okay, so I'll tell you you can shake. Yeah, each stage can be shaken off. It can only be attempted once per minute. That was all I had left to say. So go ahead and describe your.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
Oh, you're fine.
If I take 2 actions, I can reduce the status track by 1.
Okay. That's pretty good. So right now, everybody, or not everybody, but Tarask and Ishtar, you are instantaneously sickened by this. And I want each of you to just roll 1d6. On a 4, 5, and 6, you will just be reduced to the first bullet point.
So
is this a shake-off roll?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry, just 1d6?
Yep.
And Tarask, you're human, right?
Got a 5.
Awesome. So.
Oh, never mind.
No, I'm an elf.
You just cannot jump, and you can only take
Ishtar's
1 action per round for now, for the next minute. And Ishtar.
Is this a shake-off roll?
Yes.
Okay, so.
Okay, I was going to make sure you had that.
They check.
5.
Yeah, okay, a 5, good. So same with you. You cannot jump, and for the next minute, you can only take 1 action per round. Now you can use your exploit if you want to do that. So Ishtar rips out his. I'm assuming it's an alchemist thing. You rip out your herbalism kit, and you.
Yeah, you got a high-quality herbalist kit.
Yeah, you're like, oh, and you pinch out a few things, and do you apply it to yourself first, or to Tarask?
I start puking himself first.
Okay. All right. So you're completely alleviated from sick.
Yeah, it's probably some. Well, the Ishtar doesn't smell too pleasant to Tarask, who knows, but.
Yeah, basically, this room is quite a bit larger than the last room that you were in, and just the pile of rotting flesh and bones and everything in here is massive.
Do we recognize what kind of animals they are?
They are all humanoids, of various stripes.
How long do they look like they've been there?
What was that?
Are they like totally rotted skeletons? Or
there's a mixture. Basically, there's some fairly fresh dead, all the way down to like dusty bones.
What about
a veritable smorgasbord? Take your pick. So yeah, basically there's unless you want to search the room or anything like that, there's nothing else really in this room of value to you guys other than getting the heck out of here. You see a door over on your right that would appear to be the normal way to enter the room, and then a hallway that goes up further into the dungeon.
Further up?
Just closer.
Yeah, let's just continue on to deeper into the dungeon and through the hallway.
Yeah, when you guys get to the other side of the room, Ishtar, you can do another herbalism alleviate condition for Tarask before the minute comes. Like, you guys are basically, okay, let's just go, and you keep going and everything, and you're like, Tarask, here, buddy, and Tarask, he'll offer you some herbs to help the sickness.
Here, smoke this.
Take a good whiff of this.
I think he's the one smoking it. He just kind of blows me a few trails. He's like, go ahead, breathe that in. I'm like,
as you come to the to this other hallway and everything, you notice it takes a sharp right turn down to a much longer hallway. Basically, for this hallway, just everybody make perception checks if you want to go slowly and check for traps and all that kind of stuff. Ishtar, you can do your normal trap roll.
Yeah, I'll do trap.
My perception rolls have been terrible, and I have a point perception. 12 for me.
Okay. What was that, Tim? 9.
18.
18 and 15, and then Ishtar.
3.
What was it, 30?
Dear God!
33.
33, good lord. So basically, everybody else, Ishtar's just like...
He sees everything!
Looking up at the ceiling, and you're looking down at the floor, and you guys are like, I don't know, and Ishtar's like, guys, I got this. Right.
Yeah, as he finishes his last pop, he's like, hey, over there.
I don't know who else may or may not watch the show Community, but Ishtar, I see your value now.
Oh, I haven't seen the show yet.
So, you run your hands along the wall. This part of the dungeon appears completely fine. There's no traps or anything like that. When you come to the end of the hallway, it takes a sharp left-hand turn, and now you're in a hallway where there appear to be 3 prison cells. There's 2 on the right-hand side, and then there's 1 on the left-hand side. When you look inside of the first room to your right, this prison cell, you notice that the cell is completely rusted shut, and all that's inside, as far as you can tell, is a rotted skeleton.
Now, as we turned and we saw this, did we hear any noises?
No, the perception check, no.
Okay.
You guys all rolled well enough to, if you had heard something, except for Remshel, if there's something that to hear, you would have heard it. And yeah, no, everything appears to be quite quiet now that ripping and tearing of flesh has ended. When you look inside the bars of the second cell, you see that it's rusted shut, but this one seems like maybe it could be convinced to open with some force. And there is a rotting corpse inside the cell, and from just looking at it from the outside, you notice that he's got a sword underneath him. He's dressed in kind of this leather pauldron, or pauldrons and leather tunic. He seemed like he was not quite an adventurer, but some type of person who was armed for some purpose. And you also see what appears to be a bottle of some kind of liquid inside.
Sense magic on any of the items?
Nope, nothing.
Okay, so these are mundane items. Okay.
And if you choose to look inside the third cell, you will notice inside it is that door is open and the cell is completely empty. It appears vacant. So really, if you're going to check one out, the only one worth checking out is cell number 2.
Sure, why not?
I'll take what's behind cell number 2 then, Alec.
All right. Somebody, one of you can make it.
Locked, right?
It's rusted shut, but it seems like you could force it open with like a shoulder budge or something like that. Somebody could go to town on the bars and open it up.
That is not Ishtar.
Definitely not me either.
I'm still standing back there.
What was that?
Look, Craig, want to open this jar of pickles for us? Okay, nobody got the Orville reference.
Oh, I got it. He needs your muscular muscles.
This door needs a good boot or shoulder.
Yeah, so it basically comes down to Korak or Remshel.
Korak's not the greatest. Only he is a 7 strength, so
More than me.
Ishtar's got 3, so.
Alright, I'll give it a shot.
Or we can both do it at the same time.
I'll grudgingly do it. I'll look around at everybody with kind of a really disappointed look on my the walk towards there.
It's going to be basically just a regular old strength check, and you're going to want a 13 or higher total going up against these bars. So however we get to 13 is up to y'all.
I'll give it a shot as well.
13 even.
I got 16.
2 5s and 3.
Very nice. Yes, between the two of you, you shoulder it once, and you hear it, and then you shoulder it again, and the bars fall down onto the body. When you move the bars out of the way and you investigate the body, you notice that he has a large sack of gold. There, at a cursory glance, there's got to be over 200 gold there, easy. And then you notice that he also has a regular old longsword, that basic leather armor. That bottle of liquid appears to be an unopened bottle of fine wine from Nala, from a place that Ishtar actually knows, that he's been to before. And you also find a note on his body. And note reads...
Okay,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I take the note and read it. I was going to take the note and read it.
Yeah, I figured you were. It says...
Ishtar will go for the wine.
Yeah, we figured you would.
Yeah, we figured you would.
Whoever wants the sword can take it.
The note reads, "Dearest Micah, we will miss you while you're on your journey. We hope you're able to do well at the marketplace, but we mostly just want you to come home. P.S. Try not to drink as much ale as last time. Maybe bring something nice back for us to celebrate. Love you, Leah and Tyler."
Okay. Micah didn't make it back.
I will grab the longsword and slide it through my pack.
Okay.
And the names don't ring a bell to myself or anyone else.
No, I mean, it would be such a high, reputation check. It'd be near impossible to.
Okay. Yeah, my reputation's not that high either.
Okay. Well, we can take the gold and see if we can find Leah and Tyler and return it to them.
That'd probably be the best thing to do.
All right, so basically just decide among you who's taking the note and the gold, and
Korak will take the gold.
And add it to your sheet.
Put it in his
the gold,
backpack.
and then you're going to take the note as well.
Okay.
All right, since we're not going to get to it probably later, the sack of gold has 250 gold in it. So at the end of this hallway, it turns sharp left, and as you go down this hallway, the lighting kind of changes a little bit. Throughout here, it's all been pitch black. All of these hallways have been pitch black, and the only light you've had has been from Dane's club, basically. And as you make your way around here, you notice that there is some light coming from something, and you go left past the cells, and you go down a little bit. You go down about maybe 5, 10, 15 feet, and then it turns to the left again. And then that's where you see some light emanating off of the wall at the end. You walk another 10 feet, and then you turn right, and there you see where the light source is coming from, and there is a large, ornate door in front of you, and there is light coming from it.
The light is actually emanating off of the door?
Yeah, it's coming from the bottom of the door and around the cracks.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to make sure you were saying something like it's magical or something like that.
It's a magical gateway to fairyland.
Hey, with you, anything's possible.
You don't know. It could be. Run into the door face first and see what happens.
No, thank you. Is the door wooden or is it metal?
It's wooden.
Okay.
Yeah, Ishtar, make your godly check.
He rolls all ones.
That would be nice for once.
Not yet. Oh, 25.
Ah, you beat the difficulty by 1. You asshole. So you notice, you spot on, but this is just to spot it. So you spot on the, so you're looking at this door, right? And basically you have one square in front of this door. It's a 5-foot square. And on the right-hand wall next to the door, you see, your eyes catch a hole in the wall, and you assume that this is some sort of trap. Like, you screw with this door, something's going to come shooting out of that wall. As you look closer at it, you see that there is a the wall around the hole appears singed, so it might be some kind of fire that comes out of that.
All right. I will try disarm it, but before I do that, I take off my herbalist kit and so that doesn't get burned.
Yeah, so basically to disarm it, you have to reach inside the hole and disarm it that way.
Oh.
Reach inside and basically turn the pipe or unscrew it, do something like that to get it, prevent it from blowing fire
I
out.
think disarm 66. I'm gonna burn a luck die. Put me 7 dice.
If you're going to burn a luck die, then you see me take off my armor and hand it to you and say, wear this. It will be helpful.
I already rolled.
Darn.
He's
And here comes the fire.
Fist deep. He's elbow deep.
I put it back on quickly.
Four.
What was it?
4.
4?
24.
24. Okay. Oh man. So he's got his arm in there, right? And he's and you hear and like your eyes get really wide and you're like, you don't know if you did it. Hold on a second. You're right there. You are right there. Let's make this interesting. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. You just got it. you just got it. And that was literally the difficulty you needed to hit to disarm this trap. And
Okay.
yeah, you feel like gas come out, like you smell gas, but you managed to prevent the spark from going off and everything. So you just kind of smell like gasoline or like a oil spray or something like that, and you pull your arm out, and it's just kind of damp with this liquid, flammable liquid, whatever it was. And
I was with a luck die.
Yeah, so here you are in front of the door.
Door locked.
As you're standing there and you disarm the trap and like this moment of tension subsides and everything, the door will ever so slightly just open on its own, and it opens inward. And you hear a voice coming from inside, and the room echoes in a way that that the rest of the cave, the rest of this dungeon hasn't echoed. And indeed, when you kind of catch a glimpse of the floor, you notice the floor is this beautiful looking marble. It's a checkered pattern, but only in the way that the marble is cut, not in any kind of colors. It's this kind of slate gray marble look to it. Very, very beautiful floor. You also see these pretty, well, they look like statues of not like stereotypical gargoyle looking statues. They're more like lions but with wings. What is that? Is that a chimera? Like
That's a griffin.
A griffin, yeah. These ones look a little less like, World of Warcraft griffins and a little bit more like, Call of Cthulhu griffins. They look far more foreboding than a typical happy griffin looks. And there's 6 of them in total, and they kind of go down 3 on each side. And you hear a voice echoing from the back of the room that says, "Come in. I've been expecting you."
I hate when things are expecting us.
First one in for this.
I'll do some.
I walk in.
Dane
I'll
strides
follow.
through.
All right.
And I don't stride in. I walk in slowly and say, "So you have."
Yeah, you hear
Correct
no
is-
And I'm
response.
just
is it
inside.
as well?
I'm just pretty much. I get just past the extent of the door after they fully open, and stand there and wait.
Okay. And Korak, you said
Trask
you were
is
going
bringing
in?
up the rear.
Trask bringing up the rear. Remshel, what's Remshel doing?
I'll be right behind Dane.
Okay.
Dane as well.
Dane, when you walk in, your cudgel and the light that it emits does not appear to emit into this room. And in fact, the room is very dark. Very, very dark. Pitch black. And when you all finally slowly and carefully and cautiously enter the room, in the back of the room, roughly, hold on, not roughly, exactly, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet, all the way in the back of the room, you see a green glow begin to emanate. And I'm gonna put up a picture in the Discord to show you the person who is revealing himself in the back. Just have to pull it up. And Tim, you're in the server, right? If you go over to inspiring artwork, I'm gonna put it there. There it is. Ugh. I don't know why it's been acting so slow today. There we go. You see a man standing in the back of the room holding that green staff and a book in his hand. And the glow around him slowly brightens. And he has this smirk on his face. And he has these elven ears, but the ears appear to have been clipped at some time, and you don't know why. And he says, "Yes, I've been expecting you. You made quick work of my skeletons, I see. What did you think of
Wasn't much to them.
Says, "No, not to those ones. However, I am curious, how did you manage to take down my largest creation yet? The one I set to siege on Nala. I'm truly interested."
In a phrase, we're just that damn good.
His smile fades, and he says, "Yes." And then he kind of turns around, and you see behind him there's this lovely bed. It's kind of a canopy bed with these red sheets and everything, and next to it is a nightstand, and he'll set his book down on the nightstand and everything, and he kind of opens it up, and he's casually just flipping through the pages while he speaks. And he says,
I don't think we want him looking through that book.
No, I'm actually considering taking some action right now. I'm getting ready to look up my.
He begins speaking while he's flipping through the book, and he says, he said, "You had help, no doubt, from those people who call themselves the lords and ladies of this land."
Please, they did nothing. A well-placed arrow is all it takes.
He says, "Did nothing, did they?" And he turns back around, and he looks at you, Tarask, and he says, "I seem to have felt the presence of a particular person, someone you would know or know as Lord Files. I think he probably had something a little bit more to do with that skeleton than you and your arrows did."
Then you clearly weren't there. He's a human.
He says, "You clearly don't understand who that man is."
You clearly don't understand who we are.
He says, "Oh, I know who you are."
Who are you?
He says, "Oh," he seems taken aback. He's like, "Who am I?" "Who am I? Well, if you truly wish to know, my name is Terramore. I'm the greatest."
Does this sound familiar?
You can make logic history tests. As you do, he'll go on to say, "I'm the greatest summoner in Isteran."
Ishtar doesn't do those rolls anymore.
He just, yeah, doesn't.
I don't know, Jack. I rolled a 10.
Sir Remshel, I'm actually going to give you plus 2d6 to this roll because you are ancient and you might know who this is. Okay.
I rolled an 8.
8. And Dane, what did you say you rolled?
10.
10, correct?
Rolled a 7.
You really want me to roll?
No, you...
7.
Yeah.
Okay. Sir Remshel, the name does ring a bell with you. You can... but you know that this man that stands before you is... He is a grand elf, and grand elves are known to live many, many, many years. Hundreds of years, sometimes thousands. But you know that the man who stands before you cannot be somebody who you knew back that many thousands of years ago when you were flesh and blood. But that name sounds familiar, and you know that that is a name that has been passed down through the generations as representative of somebody who brings terror among followers of the dragon gods. So think of him taking that name as him taking a stance against the order that you served.
And the order we serve now, right?
Indeed.
Oh. Well, given your name, I can see you're not a friend of ours. What are you doing in this place?
He says, "What am I doing here?" "Well, you saw my collection, no doubt. What did you think of my collection, after all? It's quite nice, isn't it?"
It was vulgar, bordering demonic.
"Oh, no, not demonic. I don't deal with demons, my friend."
No, you just deal with the undead. And tormenting the spirits that was possessed them, probably.
He says, "My areas of study are simply reanimating old bodies that have no other use in this world. I see no reason why you should take any offense to anything I do here.
Such as attacking a large city full of innocent people?
He says, "Oh yes, that's right. Come to think of it, I'm glad you're here. It saves me a lot of time and a lot of energy, honestly. Do you know how long it took to summon that grand skeleton that I sent to wreak havoc on Nala? Took far too long. I was very hungry afterwards."
It probably takes more time than it's going to take for us to kill you.
Should we just attack now? Yeah.
He'll say
At this point,
he'll say that well, first of all, Dane, did you bring the dragon with you or not?
no, I did not.
Did you just decide that now?
Yes, he did.
No, I did not.
So he looks at you, Dane, and he says, you're the one. If you just hand over the egg, the hand will be, will no longer attempt to meddle in your affairs any further.
Here, catch it.
Here, I'm going to say this is the only thing you're going to get from my hands, and I'm going to summon a force bolt.
Okay, so with
Ishtar
that,
takes one last puff and blows it at him.
okay, so with that, so basically, there's no ambush turn here. So you're taking an offensive stance. It's initiative time.
Wow.
19. Wow.
14.
All right. Sir Remshel, you said 11.
11.
Ishtar, you said 19.
Jeez.
15. 15 for me.
15 for Tarask. Dane, what did you say yours was?
14.
14. And Korak.
You muted.
21.
Okay, there we go. Fantastic. Let me rename this. Okay. Okay. Let me roll his initiative real quick. And he will act first.
That's not good.
It is not good. Because the first thing he does, as soon as Dane lights up his fist, he quickly grabs, he has a hold of his staff, and he does this all while keeping a cool calm on his face, and he slams his staff into the ground, and not 5 feet in front of you, this, I'll put a picture up. Where'd the spell go? Zombie beast appears in front of you, and I'll give you a picture here in just a second. It's this huge, hulking, just mass of disgusting. It has a mask on. Here it is. Let me pop it in there. Upload.
You're saying huge. How tall are we talking?
You're about Korak's size, about a little bit more muscly and everything. So that beast just comes up before you guys, and he will get his own initiative roll now. And he actually acts next. So this zombie,
Wow.
yeah, pops up out of the ground and will attack Dane.
Okay, you gotta beat a 21.
Let's see how he does. Get it set. There we go. He rolls a 24.
Okay, he hits.
He does. And he hits you for 13 bludgeoning damage as he brings his big mace down onto you and he crashes it into your side. But that's going to be the only action he gets this turn.
Okay, 2 questions. One, did we get fully healed?
Yes.
Between the time we...
Yeah, we should be totally healed.
Yeah, you guys are full.
Okay. And then the second question, was there any... You said it was straight bludgeoning damage, no other elemental damage.
Right.
Okay, how much was it again?
23. No, not 23. 13.
Okay. All right.
And next up is Korak.
If you have soak, don't forget to take the soak out.
That's what I did.
So it is my turn?
It is your turn.
Okay. So.
Activate the
Move to
moving
flank.
lawnmower.
So basically he's within reach of me, correct?
Yeah, he's basically right in front of you. Because Dane was right next to you. He steps in and he lands a hit on Dane, and he's right there in front of you.
Okay, so basically I can take all 3 of my attacks.
Yes, you can.
So
You will need them.
the spear starts spinning. I rolled a double 6, so I critted.
Fantastic.
24, 26.
Hit? Yeah, that's a hit. Oh, and you critted, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Okay, so that's 12, 13 so far. 1 exploded. And that's 18 points of damage on the first hit.
18, okay.
Oh, 19, 20, 21 on the first hit. Sorry. I forgot the extra 3.
Okay.
Okay. So it's 10, 16, 17, 19 on the second hit.
Yes, as you bring your side back around. This one, so your first hit, it sinks into his side, and what normally would have been like a liver shot or something like that to a normal person just kind of tears through his flesh and everything, and you see like worms and nasty bugs come spilling out of his side, and you bring your spear back around and you land the blade up against his chest.
Only 13 that time.
Damage?
Yep, 13 damage.
Okay.
And
it leaves a cut across his chest, but it doesn't penetrate very deep.
23 to hit on the last one.
To hit?
Oh, wow. 8 damage.
That one, so you come into his side and you kind of scoop where his liver would be, and then you hit his chest, and then with another flurry you go to bash him in the back of the head with the other part of your spear and everything, and you miscalculated a little bit, and it lands on his shoulder, and you like and you try to push it in, but that thick skin, it doesn't go in.
Okay. Yeah, I rolled 3 1s and a 2.
So next up would be Ishtar.
All right. I think for Ishtar's first turn, I'm gonna start. It's gonna be an Imperial March hybrid.
Okay, I'm liking it.
Track. I'm gonna spend both actions on that.
And what is it you're doing?
The party playing the courage track.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So everyone in the party, to your mental defense,
Nice.
potential spellcaster, and you're immune to fear.
Now, question: does that, because that's a spell ability, can that push us beyond our maximum?
I don't understand what you mean. Beyond your maximum.
Like right
what?
now, my mental defense is 22.
Oh yeah.
Beyond our maximum defense level.
Yeah.
Like my mental defense right now is a 22. My maximum is normally a 24.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the +4 to mental defense and immunity to fear.
All right. Very nice. So that's your turn, right?
Both my actions.
Alrighty. Next up is Tarask.
Okay, so Tarask is going to pull 2 shots out of his quiver, and he's going to launch them at the demonoid creature in front of us. So it's going to be 6 dice. So this will be 2 shots on my 1 action. So the first attack is for, that's 10, 15, 19, 22 to hit.
Yep, and for future reference, since you guys have both hit at various ranges, its melee and range defense are both 18.
Okay, I'm going to just roll my second attack now before I roll damage. My second attack is 5, 11, 13, 16, 18, 21. Okay, so 2 hits with that. So that's going to be 3d6 plus 4 on each. So that's going to be a total of 9. So that's 13 damage with the first arrow and 14 damage with the second arrow. And then as my second action, I'm going to kind of lean a little bit and pull out a third arrow and knock it and pull it and shoot it at, shoot, how do you say his name?
Terramore.
Terramore. And I'll be using my Deadeye exploit, so this will hit automatically.
Oh, nice. Yeah, once per day, that Deadeye exploit, you can hit.
Nice.
But you can't sub any... You gotta do normal damage, so you can't sub any dice in for damage.
That is true. However, I did just roll. I have a 3d6 for damage, and I rolled trip 6s. Does that do anything on the damage die?
Unfortunately, it doesn't,
Holy
but that's
crap.
awesome. That's awesome.
Okay, so that's going to be
awesome, man.
that's going to be 22 damage on Terramore.
That's fantastic.
And yes, that is awesome. I think that's the first time I've seen 3 6s.
So you said 22 damage.
No, 20. Yeah, so 6, 12, 18 plus 4, 22 damage.
Wow, yeah. You send this arrow back. So you send 2 into the big zombie beast, and they kind of... And he does not appear... they sink in, and a few bugs crawl out. So you know you did something to him, but they don't sink in nearly as far as they should have. This thing's got some thick-ass skin. But your shot over on Terramore, that goes careening through the air, and that takes him right in the shoulder. And he grabs his shoulder, and he looks down, and when he does, and he looks down, his face is illuminated a little bit more by by the green glow of his staff, and you notice that his eyes have they're almost like black holes. They look like just like he is himself turning undead somehow. And he pulls the arrow out, and some blood comes spraying out. And then next up would be Dane.
All right. Taking called shot to the zombie's head with my Tekamagi. So that takes away 2d6. So it's going to be I'm taking 2 attacks, so 4d6 on each attack.
What are you attempting to do with a called shot?
So I'm attempting to slice his head off.
Okay.
With my Tekamagi.
Okay.
First attack. That's not going to hit. That was only an 11. Second attack. 13. Crap.
So in this attempt to clean cut his head off, you go in, you're like, and you jump up and you try to stick this into his neck, and it just stops on the outside of his skin, and he kind of turns his ire towards you, even though it was there to begin with. Then we've got Sir Remshel finally.
Remshel's going to drop his sword in his right hand to his side and raise his left hand and evoke lightning into a lightning bolt at the beast. So I'll use both of my actions.
All right. So that's going to be just your magic roll.
Yeah, 18.
18 exactly. Perfect. The damage for that is 2d6, and his thick skin will not apply to this lightning attack, so he's going to take it all.
4.
Okay, and he missed me, fortunately, with that.
Actually, that's a good question. Sir Remshel, does the evoke lightning spell that I have there for you, does that have discerning labeled on it? I don't think that one does.
No, it doesn't.
So as the lightning courses through the zombie, you're going to take half of that damage, Dane. So you're going to take 2, and soak won't apply for you on the lightning.
Okay.
Shocking you.
Even though my defense is
You're on
21.
Yeah, you're basically on currently, and she just shot lightning at this thing, and it courses up through his body while you're trying to cut this thing's head off, and you just get a little bit of the electricity that leaps off onto you, a little bit. Only 2 points of damage, though.
Okay. Alrighty.
Let me add up the damage that's been dealt to him. 7, 10. Okay, he is not looking too great, but he is still up and running and ready to go. We're back at the top with Terramore, who takes cover behind his bed, basically, and he will kind of and shoot his and you see these beams of green light. You see hold on, how many spells? Summon skeletons. 2. You see 2 armored skeletons this time come up out of the ground, and they will come and start to attack. They're going to roll initiative too, but they're not going to be nearly as high as the zombie beast here. So, they rolled a 7 for their initiative, so they're not going yet. But he spent both of his actions to summon 2 skeletons that will go at the end of the turn.
And what does that cover give him?
Cover, I think, gives you, anybody trying to hit him with a ranged attack, negative 2d6 to their die roll.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that's what it is. So their initiative...
Unless you have an exploit that cancels it.
Yeah. Initiative 7. All right, so that's Terramore's turn. Next up is the zombie beast. And he still has his ire focused on Dane. And this time he doesn't need to move at all to grab him. So that's actually what he's going to do. He's going to attempt to grab you. He's going to make a melee. He's going to sack 2 of his dice and make a regular melee attack against you and see if he can grab a hold of you and squeeze you.
Okay.
He rolls a 24.
You got me.
All right, so as this lightning courses, and he grabs you, and he's got you, and he holds you up by the neck, and he starts to squeeze, and just to try to pop your little head off. And he will deal you 11 damage from this, or 11 crushing damage and everything. Your soak will apply because you've got armor on and everything, and he's got to crush you and everything. So I'll let the soak apply this time. But if you don't wiggle free, then he's going to continually deal that damage without needing to spend any actions to do it. So he's
Okay.
grabbed you and he's dealing this damage, and his other attack is going to be to just smash you with his mace while he has a hold of you. And you are presently not hard to hit. I'm not going to say you're helpless, so it's not an automatic critical hit, but he is going to get a bonus for hitting you, and he's just going to smash you with his mace.
Okay.
So that's going to be a regular old attack roll for him. That one is a 28 to hit.
Yeah,
that
hits.
That's a hit. And he smashes you for another 11 damage, and your soak will apply. So everybody else, you see him just pick up Dane and just smash him with his mace, with his big cudgel that he has. And then next up is Korak. Oh, you're muted.
Okay, so I am going to think I'm going to trip him.
Okay.
So if he succeeds, what's that going to do to me?
That's a great question. I'll decide that once Korak does his roll, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. 20, 23.
You are able to sweep him. At first, your spear stops against his leg because he's so big, but then you push and you follow through, and you're able to bring it up and trip him down. Dane, I want you to make an agility acrobatics test. If you don't have acrobatics...
How about agility dodge?
Nope, that's not going to apply here. Acrobatics would be the only thing that
just
a
straight
applies.
agility check.
Yep, and basically you're trying to land on your feet and not smash your head on the ground.
Okay. I'll use my last luck die. What's the check for this?
A 13 or higher.
Nope, I'm going to land flat on my ass.
Okay.
I rolled a 10.
All right, when you fall to the ground, you are dealt 5 points of bludgeoning damage. Which you you might soak all that.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, yeah, you land hard though. Poof.
Okay.
I think I am going to spend a luck die on damage.
Okay, trip still does damage?
Yes, I do damage as normal.
Oh, that's right, you have the extra.
And yep.
Okay, so cool. Yeah, you actually follow through with the sharp part of your spear, and you kind of cut up into his calf and then push his leg out from underneath him.
So 20 points of damage. I did not, my luck die did not explode.
You said 20, okay.
Yep.
Yep, there are lots of bugs and nasties crawling out of his leg. You almost cut his leg clean off. It seems like he's having real hard time just standing on it. Not because of pain, but because of physically, it's like almost not attached anymore.
Right. Well, he is officially prone.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So he's not even up. Was that both your actions?
That was actually my first action. So the next action, I will attack him again.
Cold shot. Shot. Take his head off.
I don't think cold shot works that way. But he is prone, so that is an extra D6.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna take 2 of those and set them aside for 1 extra damage die.
No, actually, it's plus 2d6.
Okay.
Yep.
So I will. Okay. 15, 19,
Yep. You needed
22,
an 18
23,
or higher. You got it.
25. Yeah, okay. So then that'll be 5d6 damage. Oh, yes. 29 points of damage.
All right. You, hold on. How much? 29?
29 points of damage.
Okay. Okay, you take your spear, basically you cut it up through his leg and everything, and he drops Dane, he hits the floor, and you stab your spear down through the lower part of his neck, and it goes clean through. Finally, you make this clean hit, and you sink it right into him. It's at that point that he appears to just lose all life underneath you as you twist and turn and you grind it in. But then you see his eyes open and get really bloodshot. And then next up is, so you're not sure what's going on, but he hasn't died. Like, you felt like you killed him.
Okay.
So next up is
I was
Ishtar.
ready to get my luck die back.
Ishtar, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna keep playing the lute, but I switch to more of a a somber. Sure, like a cross between. Well, it's more of a somber, more like the Force theme from Star Wars and the Cure mixed together.
Yeah. Okay.
Both actions.
Please, you get a little bit more angsty than that.
It's supposed to be somber.
Oh, okay.
I want to spend both actions trying to hit him with both of the tracks, but I got to make rolls for both of them.
And what is it they do?
Tired, I do flagging, and then exhausted.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let me pull up the conditions again.
Awesome. I got to make a charisma check and beat their mental defense.
And you're trying to do this to who? To Terramore or the zombie?
Projection, so I can pretty much...
Oh, okay. Yeah, any enemies within the...
Or do I... Yeah, so pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
So I'll try for flagging first.
Now, you're using the updated conditions errata, right?
Yes, it's the second and fourth, right?
Yeah, basically. If you're looking at the fatigued track, right?
No, it's tired.
Yeah, they changed it to, it's called fatigued now. And it's basically your first one's going to be, you can only take one action per round, and your carrying increment is halved, and then the next one is your maximum health is halved.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. My first roll. 12. 2. That's versus their mental defense.
Oh, sorry, you cut out when you said it. What'd you say?
Oh, the first roll, 22 versus their mental defense.
Okay, yeah, the zombie, that washes right over him, and that definitely takes effect. 22. Oh, yeah, that hits Terramore. Just barely.
All right. Then I'll keep going and try and get the exhausted. Young exploit for this roll.
Oh, boy.
Get to use.
Nice.
13. $23 versus mental defense.
That's a hit. So it's funny because Korak, when you are twisting and you're like, and then that zombie beast, he's like, he suddenly becomes all really enraged and everything. You hear this tune come washing over both Terramore and the zombie and the skeletons, in fact. And for some reason it impacts and it just drains the life out of the zombie beneath your spear, and it finally actually gives way and it dies. Truly this time, it seems. And then you see Terramore in the back of the room. He stumbles, and so it's going to have his maximum hit points.
And
Yes.
he can't access his luck die either.
He only has one of those anyway.
If he has it.
Yeah, so yeah, he actually stumbles a little bit, and he cuts his arm on his bed a little bit. It takes a couple of points of damage. So...
Yes, my new power works good.
Yeah. Oh, and the skeletons, they're reduced down to 12 hit points instead of the 24 they have. So 12 and 12. And they can only act once per turn. That's a bummer. All right, good one. Tarask, you are up.
Okay, so standing there, you'll have seen I dropped 4 arrows kind of onto the ground and taking like a partial knee. This is just for aesthetics. I'm going to be able to fire off all 4 of these arrows over the course of my 2 actions. So I'm going to... Okay, so there's no careful aim. So yes, so I'm going to attack first one of those skeletons that were just created. Okay, so, and did I roll the right number of dice? Yeah, I did, okay. So that's 10, 13, 19, 21.
Yep.
To hit the first one. Okay, and that's going to take, I'm going to add a luck dice to the damage on that.
And that's hitting just one of them right now this time, right?
One of them on this first one. Yeah, I'll keep the luck die separately. So, wow, okay, trip 1s. So good thing I'm going to roll this luck die. So that's, and a 6, nice. So that's
Nice.
3, so that's 9, and that explodes, and that gives me another 2, so that's 11.
Very nice. Yes, it doesn't kill it, but it comes close. It's staggering around because it's been slowed down by Ishtar's song. You have another...
Okay, I'm going to fire quickly my second shot at the same one, and that is 6, 12, 16, 19, 23, 27. And 27 to hit, and then that will get... I didn't add the 4 to damage on that one. That's all right, whatever, it doesn't matter. So this one does 14, 18 damage.
Okay, that one kills it. So, like, it starts, that magical song that Ishtar just sang washes over it, and it slows down, it stumbles, and it gets an arrow, it knocks its one arm off, and it gets another arrow, and it hits it right in the sternum. And it's like pressing a button to, like, a little box that just, like, explodes, and you press it, it just falls apart.
And then quickly, without losing pace, I'm just going to fire another shot at the other skeleton. He created 2, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. And again, as soon as that last arrow hit the other one, my bow kind of quivers and I get my luck back. And so I attack the other one, and that lands for, well, that does 1, 2, 4, 9, 13, 15 to hit.
That's a hit.
So that will do...
That's exactly what you needed to hit. So they have a defense of 15. These guys do. They're slightly more armor.
And that's going to do 9, 11, 15 damage.
Yeah, you think that if so basically it's got a shield, and it breaks off the top part of its shield and sends it reeling backwards. And if it wasn't for that shield, this thing would be dead. It's basically hanging on by a thread at this point.
And using that last shot, I'll fire at it, sensing the opening over the broken shield, and hit it with another 2, 4, 6, 12, 15 again.
There you go.
Just what I needed. And
it's got 1 hit point left. Just do more than 5 damage. He's got a soak of 5.
Yeah, it's done. My
Okay,
my bonus is +4, and my roll was well over 5.
there you go.
So yeah,
You just drop
thud,
both
thud,
the
thud, thud.
skeletons. They're gone. Done. Dead. Vamoosh. Dane.
Those are my 2 actions.
Okay. Am I prone?
Yes. So you have to spend an action to get. Well, no, I think it's
Okay.
one free action. You only get one free action per turn, but I think it's a free action to stand back up. I don't remember.
No, it isn't.
No, it isn't. Thank you. Okay. So you have to spend an
Because
action to get
that
up.
I have quick stand.
That's
which,
right. Yep.
That's the free action.
Okay. No, that means I'm not going to be able to do anything to him because it takes 2 actions to cast a spell. So that blows that idea out of the water.
Cast it from the ground.
What?
Cast it from the
I don't
ground.
think I can. GM's call on that one. Can I cast the spell from the ground?
Why not? How does Dane cast a spell? Does he mutter words and hold a hand out?
Generally, yeah, that's what it is.
Now, if you did it like Avatar style or something like that, where you're like, or the last wind, or you have to like draw a symbol in the air and I think, then I'd say, well, no, given the way you cast magic, you couldn't do it from the ground. But if it's just like you mutter an incantation and a bolt comes from your hand, you can do that from the ground, and you can see his feet from underneath the bed.
Okay. Then I'm going to cast Firebolt. I'm going to boost it to be worth 2d6 worth of damage. So I actually have the magic point. I have my magic skills up to 6, so I can do that now. So I get.
Is your evocation up to 4 though?
Is my evocation up to 4? No, it's up to 3.
You need 1 more point in evocation to boost that damage up by 1 more d6.
Okay, then I'll just do it for the 2d6 then, for the 1d6. So I roll 3, 4, 5d6 to attack.
Yep, it's just regular ranged attack. And
well, it's a magic ranged attack though, right?
Right, but in terms of what I'm looking at his ranged defense.
Oh, okay, you're looking at okay. Cool. $16.
So it goes and it's going straight for his foot, and then he steps, and it goes in between his feet and singes against the wall behind him. So it just missed him. Yep.
I'm sorry. What did you roll for that? Just so I know.
16.
16.
Got it.
And then we're up to Sir Remshel. He, I think, is going to charge in with his sword. Let me just pull that up real quick. Against the necromancer. What does he roll for that? Oh yeah. He should have no problem doing that. He is going to burn 1 luck die on this attack. So you see Sir Remshel, he takes the opportunity that's been afforded him. He sees what Ishtar has done with his loot, projected this energy forward, and he saw the necromancer stumble, and he takes this opportunity to basically vault over the nightstand that's there and bring his sword down to bear on the necromancer, and he will roll extra d6 for the luck die. Oh my word. He rolled a 37.
Holy crap!
Yeah, well, he rolled 8 dice because of his luck die, and he rolled a 37 on it. And not a critical hit. 4, 3, 5, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5. Yeah, no die below a 3 there. Wow, fantastic. So
the AAC.
I'm not doing that in this particular instance because it's not normally part of the rules, but I thought it'd be cool in the duel to have that be a thing.
Okay.
So he's using it two-handed, so he does his two-handed damage, which is 13 damage, which Terramore is wearing cloth. He's a caster, not a melee fighter. And so he cuts into him and he slices against his arm. And Terramore hisses back at him this unnatural kind of sound. That's Sir Remshel's turn. He moved and attacked. Next would be the skeletons, but they were destroyed. Next up is Terramore. Ooh, what would Terramore do? He will basically cower and submit, and he'll fall down onto the ground, and he'll say, I'm sorry, please stop. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. I'll answer any questions that you have about the dragon's hand or anything. Please just don't kill me. So basically, yeah, you guys have him beckoning not to be killed, with Sir Remshel kind of standing over him with his sword.
Taras is going to draw an arrow, but he won't shoot, seeing Sir Remshel paused in his attack.
Sorry, I was trying to get the charger into the computer. You know what? Isteran probably keeps.
Keep what?
Dane will stand and
Isteran's going to
Dane
keep
will
playing
stand and
his
move
song.
towards. Dane will stand and move towards Sir Remshel, but taking position of flank just in case Terramore decides to try something funny.
Well, Korik is next in the initiative turn. So he is going to leap forward, driving his spear towards Terramore, and stop an inch from his face and say, "Start spilling it." And
That's
he
an
will
intimidation check.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he does have the mask down on his helm now too, with the
foreboding,
the visage. Yeah, so intimidation that's charisma.
Yep.
And intimidation. So okay, 10, 18, 21, 21.
He withers. He looks pathetic. He looks, the green kind of dark sickening energy that was once around him is now fading, and the room, that unnatural darkness that was in the room is no longer there, and he looks like a pathetic young grand elf. And for grand elves, they live a very, very long time. So he's a young grand elf. Still older than all of you, though. And he says, I only serve the dragon's hand because they promised me power and knowledge in the necromantic arts. They hired me to send creatures after you to obtain the egg that you carry. And he looks at Dane and he glares at him. And he says, they desire to have that egg.
He sees my fist light up.
He says they desire to have that egg, and they will stop at nothing to get it from you. And I mean nothing. I am but one of many of the dragon's hand.
Yes, but we are many.
Sir Remshel will actually step in this time with his sword to his throat, right next to Korak, and he'll say, what will he say? Pull up his sheet really quick. He says, you are the kind of filth in this world that I have been waiting to exterminate. Do you have any last words as he holds his sword down in front of his neck? And he says, no, please don't kill me. I told you everything I know about the Dragon's Hand, and you just don't. And he'll actually take this opportunity to attempt to lash out at Korak. He's gonna make kind of a surprise kind of thing because he never really took his action, so he's gonna make a quick attack over to Korak, and he will attempt to grab your hand on your spear. There we go.
Who's doing this?
Terramore.
Okay.
Yep. He got 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 23, 28, 32. He got a 32. He's going to
kill himself.
Yes, that hits.
Okay, so before you even have an opportunity to run him through, his hand comes up with this blazing speed and it grabs onto your wrist, and you feel this deathly vampiric touch come from his hand, and you feel your part of your essence being drained out and sucked into him, and you will wind up taking... Oh, not 9d6. That'd be really bad. Soak won't apply for this. And it is straight up 20 points of damage that get drained from you and back into him. Which he can't take all of it because he's too exhausted. So that puts him back up to max health. Which is half as much as it would normally be.
His max health now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But before he even gets a chance to go any further, Sir Remshel will, as he's even holding onto your hand, maybe he drives his sword down into his chest, and you see this kind of lightning energy pulse from Sir Remshel as he does it, and it courses down his arm and into the sword, and it just makes Terramore's chest kind of burst into flames and everything, and blood comes spewing out and everything, and it completely finishes him off. And you know, necromancer dies. There's spirits that go around and everything, and you know, spirits that have been trapped or freed.
My quarterstaff goes nuts.
Right, and everything.
Yeah, my quarterstaff goes nuts.
So yeah,
as soon as that's over,
mm-hmm.
I was going to say, as soon as he drops, is the book still there, and is the wand, staff, whatever, still there?
Oh yeah, they're both still there.
I take them.
And that's going to be where we end as you pilfer his things. We'll call it for tonight. At the end of Terramore.